Hi everybody, this is Arun from RIC Patiala. So today I'm going to give you another tip how to do the read alouds. It's simple चीज़ आप कर सकते हैं एक बुक लो ਉਹਦਾ ਰੋਜ਼ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਂ ਦੋ ਪੇਜ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਓ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੰਬਾ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਦੀ ਆਦਤ ਪੈ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਰੀਡ ਲਾਊਡਸ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਰੀਡ ਲਾਊਡ ਮੋਸਟਲੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਦੋ ਪੇजेस ਐਵਰੀ ਡੇ ਸਿਰਫ ਕੰਟੀਨਿਊਸਲੀ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਰੀਡ ਲਾਊਡ ਆਏਗਾ ਉਹ ਛੋਟਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਵੀ ਕੈਨ ਡੂ ਇਟ ਈਜ਼ੀਲੀ एंड देयर इज अ वन थिंग फॉर एग्जांपल कोई वर्ड्स होंगे प्रोनाउंसिएशन सानू बहुत औखी लगती है अपन कोई सिखाता एक बार तो बहुत याद हो जाती है फिर जो आने हैं तो फिर खराब हो जाती है फॉर एग्जांपल वर्ड नेम कॉल्ड कॉन्शियस सो CONSCIOUS इन्हू इंग्लिश तो लिख लेने पर इन्हू नाल दे नाल पंजाबी दे विच भी लिखो ਤਾਂ ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਨਾਂਸੀਏਸ਼ਨ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਕ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੋੜਾ ਨ ਸ਼ਸ਼ਾ ਸ਼ਸ਼ੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਆਰੀ ਆੜਾ ਤੇ ਸੱਸਾ ਕੌਨਸ਼ੀਅਸ ਔਰ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ 10 ਰੁਪਏ ਦੀ ਐਡ ਕਾਪੀ ਲਾ ਲਓ ਸਾਰੇ ਵਰਡਸ ਉੱਤੇ ਲਿਖ ਲਓ ਉਹ ਤੇ ਸਿਰਫ ਵਰਡਸ ਹੀ ਲਿਖਣਾ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਉਹ ਔਰ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕ੍ਰੈਮ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਰੱਟਾ ਮਾਰੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਗਰ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ 2 ਮਿੰਟ ਜਾਂ 3 ਮਿੰਟ ਵੀ ਦੇਖ ਲਿਆ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵਰਡਸ ਈਜ਼ੀਲੀ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਗੇ ਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਰੀਡ ਲਾਊਡ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਗੇ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਇਟ ਫॉर ਟੁਡੇ ਫॉर द ਰੀਡ ਲਾਊਡਸ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ This book is no ordinary book and should not be read through from beginning to end. It contains many different adventures, and the path you take will depend on the choices you make along the way. The success or failure of your mission will hinge on the decisions you make, so think carefully before choosing. Internal hybrid electric, enabling the driver to decide which source of power is appropriate for the travel requirements of given journey. Major US auto manufacturers are now developing feasible hybrid electric vehicles, and some are exploring fuel cell technology for their electric cars. The training of an actor is an intensive process which requires curiosity, courage, and commitment. You will learn how to prepare for rehearsal, how to rehearse, and how to use independent and proactive processes that inform you to do the best work possible for both stage and screen. The provision of accurate and authoritative statistical information strengthens modern societies. It provides a basis for decisions to be made on such things as where to open, locate schools and hospitals, how much money to spend on welfare payments, and even which football players to replace at halftime. A theatre legend, first recorded in 1709 by Nicholas Rove, has it that Shakespeare advocated production of the play at a point when the company was about to reject it. While this legend is unverifiable, it is almost certain, based on the playlist published in the folio, the Shakespeare played the part of Noel, the aged father. A doctor entered the hospital in a hurry after being called in for an urgent surgery. He answered the call ASAP, changed his clothes, and went directly to the surgery block. He found the boy's father pacing in the hall waiting for the doctor. On runways, green lights indicate the beginning of the runway for landing, while red lights indicate the end of the runway. Lighting consists of white lights spaced out on both sides of the runway, indicating the edges. Some airports have more complicated lighting on the runways, including lights that run down the center line of the runway. This term, the university is running a series of workshops for final year students on how to do well in interviews. These sessions will help participants prepare effectively for and perform at their best during later job interviews. The workshop tutors have an excellent record of success in helping students acquire the positions they desire. Johnson revised the play for the 1616 folio, where it was the first play presented. The 1598 edition was set in a vaguely identified Florence, even in the original version. The background details were English. The revision formalizes this act by giving the characters English names and replacing the vaguely English details with specific references to London places. Although the arrangement described above is considered typical plant species, show a wide variation in floral structure. These modifications have significance in the evolution of flowering plants and are used extensively by botanists to establish relationships among plant species.
In the Middle Ages, the design and use of flags were considered a means of identifying social status. Flags were, therefore, the symbols not of nations but of the nobility. The design of each flag resembled the devices on the noble's coat of arms, and the size of the flags was an indication of how high the owner stood in the nobility. Tasmania is a large and relatively sparsely populated island off the south coast of Australia. The island is of particular interest to natural scientists who go there to research the unique wildlife. Tasmania has, for example, 12 species of bird that are not found anywhere else in the world. Another administration option is to bake marijuana at a relatively low temperature to kill any dangerous microorganisms and then allow that patient to eat it or drink it. Both of these methods of administration make smoking the drug unnecessary. However, criticism of medical marijuana has also been raised because, as a natural plant, it cannot be patented and marketed by pharmaceutical companies and is unlikely to win widespread medical acceptance. Moods may also have an effect on how information is processed by influencing the extent to which judges rely on pre existing internal information or focus on new external information. Positive moods promote more holistic and top down processing style, while negative moods recruit more stimulus driven and bottom up processing. Certain types of methodologies are more suitable for some research projects than others. For example, the use of questionnaires and surveys is more suitable for quantitative research, whereas interviews and focus groups are more often used for qualitative research purposes. Parents can communicate their personal feelings about undesirable programs both by discouraging their children from watching them and by writing to their local television station or to the program sponsors. The public does have a voice. Clearly, not all programs need please everyone. We do have a choice of programs, and we also have a choice for ourselves and at least for our younger children of watching or not watching. There is an off button on every set. Researchers gathered 160 uncaffeinated adults, people who consumed less than 500 milligrams of caffeine a week. These decaf subjects looked at pictures of various objects, then took either a placebo or a pill containing 200 milligrams of caffeine. That's roughly the amount you'd get from 2 cups of coffee. As far as politics go, the responses are just as varied. Mitigation is common and calls for a reduction of emissions and less reliance on fossil fuels. Coal burning power plants are now replaced with hydraulic power plants, and electric cars are replacing some gasoline efficient cars. Many people, however, feel that this is not enough.